Howdy. Today is June 18th, 2024, and I'm in Malibu today. I have a pretty serious update to relate. We're in the van today because it's really hot outside. I just got off the phone with the surgeon. Let me back up a little bit. Yesterday, a little further actually. So there was supposed to be an oncology appointment on the 14th, and if anybody's been paying attention, I didn't post anything around that time. I've actually been intending to post something every day since then, but it's a good thing I didn't, because what I was going to post was something along the lines of, we're in the just fucking chill out David phase of my recovery, but apparently not. So last week, the day before that appointment was supposed to take place on the 14th, I got a call. Luckily, they caught me at the hot springs before I went to soak, canceling the appointment, that they wanted to see me after the surgery. And I was like, excuse me? You mean the surgical consultation on the 10th? And he looked at the paper, I guess, and he said, oh yeah, that must be it. So we pushed back that appointment to be the 10th of July, which would be the day that I was scheduled to have my surgical consultation. So to make a long story shorter, hopefully, yesterday I got a call, and it was kind of weird because I was actually planning to leave town yesterday for the hot springs in Eastern California, up to 395 on the way to the Rainbow Gathering. And news on the Rainbow Gathering is I just got the directions to the 2024 site. It's up near a town called Janesville, in the National Forest, about 75 miles north of Reno, Nevada, just off the probably about 10 miles off the 395, up in the northeast corner of the state. So those directions are posted online at Karen Zirk's blog spot. I have links to it. I've sent that out to everybody on my list I thought would be interested. And if you'd like me to send them to you, just send me a direct message. So yesterday, I was kind of dragging my feet. Something went right. And sure enough, right around this time, I get a phone call from the hospital to schedule surgery. If that sounds shocking to you, imagine my shock, because in order for there to be a surgery, you would expect that there would be tests, that I would go through before we even got to that point. And none of that process hadn't even happened. So to make a long story shorter, I, communicated my distress and has spent the past 24 hours working through it. And the bottom line is, this morning, something else said, don't leave town. Don't leave town. Something told me that there was going to be a phone call from the hospital today. And sure enough, at 9:15, I got a call from the surgeon. And with the gastrointestinal department at the hospital. And we've worked it out And what's about to happen is that a week from this Friday, they're going to be doing what's called a sigmoidoscopy, which is basically a colonoscopy of your descending colon, where the cancer site is in me. And the day before that, we're going to do an MRI, and we're going to do a blood draw and look at what's going on with the anemia and all that kind of stuff as well. So we'll have all the tests done a week from this Friday, and then I'm going to head up to the gathering and come back to LA for those consultations on the 10th, both with the surgery people and the regular oncology doctor. So that's where it's at right now. Without getting too deep in the weeds, it was kind of shocking, and it made yesterday very much a long walk on the beach day. And along those lines, what's going on is for me is trying to get through or get over these the side effects from the chemotherapy infusion drug. The neuropathy is really intense right now. That's why I'm going to soak. I'm hoping that'll do some good. My dear friend Christine Beliveau, who's been dealing with neuropathy for most of her life, gave me a tip on this stuff: alpha lipoic acid and lion's mane capsules. This is the version I've got for what's called ALA. And I started taking that this week, and it says it should take about 3 weeks before it kicks in. So we'll see how that goes for the neuropathy. But the other major side effect is the anemia, which is, it's definitely slowed my roll as far as trying to recover and rebuild my body. Because the fatigue makes it almost detrimental to work too hard at, like I can hurt myself physically if I push too hard. So I'm not able to recover as quickly as I would have liked and have in the past, the two previous cancer stories. And so it's it slowed my roll. Because I thought I would be able to fly by now, but I'm not anywhere. I can't even feel my feet. To give you an idea of what it feels like, it's like, imagine that your feet are giant marshmallows that you can't feel. That's what it's like. They work like they used to, but I can't feel them. So it would be really easy to hurt myself if I were to be doing the sort of unpredictable running and that sort of thing that you do just to kite a paraglider, So I thought I would be able to fly by the end of May, but I'm not even, I'm not physically where I would want to be and feel comfortable. Even pulling my glider out just to kite right now. I don't have the energy. If something were to go awry, I don't know that I have what it takes to recover. So the last thing I want to do is get dragged around by a paraglider that I would normally be able to just not even have happen. So erring on the side of caution. I'm not, there's a part of me that would just like, oh, well, let's just go do it anyway, and the cooler head is prevailing, and I would rather not, injure myself unnecessarily. and prolong the period of getting to fly. So that's what's up with that. I know it's kind of disappointing, but better safe than sorry. One of the things that Max taught me when I first started training to fly paragliders is the first thing you check before flying is yourself. Are you able to do it? Are you capable of doing it, both mentally and physically? And I'm not there yet physically, unfortunately. So I'm hoping that what's going to happen is I'm going to go up to the gathering. I'll be hiking around a lot, and this next week I'm going to be soaking in everything. So I'm hoping I'm going to be getting what I need physically to get back to the prowess that's necessary to carry this off, because I really want to fly soon. But anyway, I feel that I'm in a very special place right now. I feel very blessed to be alive. I'm very lucky to be alive, because in large part, as you know, the doctor and I discussed, you know, if I hadn't started the treatment when I did, I'd be dead already. They're proposing this surgery that's upcoming, and I'm not yet seeing the need for it. That's why we're doing all these tests and everything, to see if it's even necessary. As far as the actual cancer sites itself, the last MRI was done on May 6th, and all that was left, the lesion was completely gone, if you hadn't heard, that was in the colon. What had been the nearest lymph node was the only site of any cancer, and that site on May 6th, which was only 3 days after we finished the last chemo and radiation treatments, was only about a centimeter cube size. So it's the way these, from my understanding of what's been explained to me so far, is their gold standard of care is, once they've done all the chemo, radiation, everything, is to go in there and cut out the whole section of the colon that had been cancerous. And I'm not down with that. I'm not down with just doing it out of a sense of abundant caution. As I've said before, if you've listened to any of these videos before, I would rather hold on to my colon and stay as healthy as I can and alive until the immunotherapy solution is on the horizon. Right now that's at least 2 to 3 years down the road. So I'm at such a level of health right now compared to where I was 6 months ago that I will at least live throughout the rest of the year, if we didn't, if without any further treatment, which is definitely an improvement to 6 months ago, when I wouldn't be alive right now. So the doctor asked me, how I feel about the surgery, and I told her straight up that while I'm resistant to doing any sort of surgery that's just going to lop off my colon out of the abundance of caution, I'm also a pragmatist about this. Because these treatments that are being offered, that have been offered, and they're it's all there is right now. That there's no other effective treatment to ensure that I'm still going to be on the planet. And until there is, I have to consider what's being offered with all seriousness. So that's where I'm at. I will have more to share after these tests, and I'll probably do another one of these when I'm driving up toward the gathering next Friday night and Saturday, because it's like 11 hours from here driving. So I'm gonna drive up north right now, or this evening when it gets cooler, and go soak it at Mammoth and Buckeye, and then I'm going to come back for these appointments next week, and then I'm going to drive back up north to the gathering, where I'll be until at least the 5th or 6th, maybe the 7th, and then I'll be heading back down and hit some hot springs on the way, and have the big consultation with the surgical team about what next steps. So we're going to leave it at that for now, and that's all the news that's fit to print. I want to, in the interest of keeping all this brief, I'm kind of leaving out what's going on emotionally and spiritually with me right now. Suffice to say that it's probably no more profound than what you're going through, because it seems like we're all going through it. Everybody I talk to seems to have some sort of major crisis, if not healing crisis, or if not several of them going off at the same time right now. So I'm not feeling particularly special other than the severity. So I'll leave it there. And the reason I'm doing this and showing this, this is kind of like that wellness check I like to do every once in a while, so people can get an idea of, that I'm still with it, more or less, And if I'm not doing the videos, it's because I'm sparing you. If I'm just posting pictures, it's because with explanations, it's because there's not it's best. It's a way of getting the information out, germane information out, without getting into something that's unresolved at the time. And that's how it's been. There's been a lot of periods of not knowing what the fuck is happening or what's next, or there's been a lot of uncertainty through this, and a lot of periods where it's just getting through it any way I can, and it's not over. I'd like to, I enjoyed thinking that we were, on the downside of this and everything. And then I get this phone call yesterday, and it's, makes it abundantly clear that this shit ain't over. This shit ain't over till it's over, and we're not there yet. So my pooper's pooping well, as well as it did before. There's no blood in the stools. every once in a while, like just a moment ago, there's sensations, there's little shots of pain and whatnot in that area, and which tells me that, the chemo and radiation are still working. What the doctor said is that the chemo and radiation peaks in effectiveness 8 to 10 weeks after it's the completion of the treatment. So that would be around the 10th of July. So stay tuned, and thanks for paying attention. Oh boy. Just as an aside, one of the major challenges, the combination of the side effects, the fact that I couldn't move around very much towards the last 2 months of the treatments, because it made me bleed more. So there's a certain amount of atrophy to overcome, and you combine that with the anemia, and it's like learning how to walk again. It's very painful to just walk. I have to walk in the morning. I've got to walk about a mile or so before I start to feel relatively normal. And it's a mile of friggin' agony, because everything below my hips is just doesn't feel good. It feels very bad, actually. But I know it's all made worse by the anemia, and it's just going to have to be that way, because the only way out of that is to use it. It's a use it or lose it kind of thing. I have to get back into shape, otherwise this is going to be the rest of my life. So I don't really have much of a choice, and it's it's unacceptable for me not to be able to fly again. So especially when I know that I can, and my glider is right there. So anyway, I'm going to let you go. Thanks for watching. Thanks for paying attention. Thanks for all your good thoughts and prayers, and of course, thanks to everybody that's donated to my GoFundMe. That's made it possible for me to continue to live in my van. The what do you call it? The rebuilt engine is working great. In case you missed the latest episode, the alternator went out another $500-$600 when I was up in the Bay Area seeing my sister, and but it's all it all paid for out of the GoFundMe. So all your donations got me, so I didn't have to worry about all this stuff. I could just literally throw money at it and give it to the right people and have them do the work, because I didn't can't even friggin' feel my fingers to turn a screw. So thank you so much to everyone that's saw the need and answered the call. Alrighty. Remember, we love you.